The real reason why no one was able to get the Bratz Mean Girls dolls, spoilers, scalpers have gone delulu. Hey cuties, PeachY here, welcome back to a new video, and in this video, yes, we have some piping hot Bratz Mean Girls drama tea to talk about. It's scandalous, yes, because we have... at a certain point, you just have to laugh about how ridiculous this whole situation is, because if we don't laugh about it, we'll cry about it, and I'm sorry, but I've cried enough. I've shed enough tears, okay? As we all have. So, for once, we actually have the scalpers exposed as to what they've been doing. Like, they've plain out been bragging about their success of acquiring basically like over 300 units of Regina dolls, and I'm pretty sure Katie was no different. Yes, they have been publicly bragging and posting about their success of these two drops on Twitter, but I also talked to someone who actually messaged them on eBay about an early pre-sale listing for the Gretchen and Karen 2-pack for like $500 and plain out saying that they are going to be using bots. And they like sent girl, this whole situation, like, girl, if MJ does not see this and does not do anything against this whole situation with this indisputable proof that we now have, I'm seriously gonna be actually next level infuriatingly mad at MGA, because then this is on them. They full on know what's happening, and they're choosing to be negligent and to, just turn a blind eye, just to not look at it, to not care, don't, out of sight, out of mind, right? So yeah, we're gonna talk about this whole situation, so stay tuned to subscribe, and let's get into it. Now, before that, I guess kind of good news, we talked about how the El Corte Inglés Spanish website, the Katie orders had been starting to get canceled for people, and for some people, they even got a refund, and Bratz was like, no, it's a miscommunication, bestie, don't worry about it, bestie, we're all besties here, right? Okay. Just listen. The bestie always gets me. So, and apparently someone got an email saying like, actually El Corte Inglés is now going to message people again saying like they do have stock to some extent, or like I don't know what's actually going to happen here. This is something that I keep on saying, but I feel like Bratz has to have a better communication with their fans about things like this, especially when people have already spent their money on these orders on El Corte Inglés. They already spent the money, the orders, seemingly secured for people. They didn't have to worry about it anymore, and then they get an email saying that they got canceled, they are out of stock, or they don't even have the stock. I mean, come on, you guys. Like, for once, one thing I have to say is like Mattel never does. Mattel's never gonna be like, oh, sorry, we don't have stock. Like, no, at least you get what you get on Mattel Creations. You get what you paid for. But like with this El Corte Inglés, like, why would they be, saying like, oh, we don't have stock, and then like, oh, we do have stock. Like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's gonna happen. But I guess good news if they do come out and like message people again saying like, oh, we do have your order. It's gonna come. I honestly don't know what's gonna happen, but I guess good news, I guess, kind of. So if your order hasn't been canceled for Katie from this website, then maybe you will get her. So yeah, that's good. Also, correction on my previous video where I talked about like restock for Regina. I completely misunderstood the like text that they mentioned in a caption of their post saying like, oh, we're gonna have additional stock. The way I interpreted that caption, like in additional stock, I understood that as we're gonna have additional stock coming in at a later date, like in the next coming months, like, restock. No, that's not the case. What they had is what they had, and it's gone. So there's no restock, there's no stock, no stock up happening. She sold out, plain and simple. There's nothing else to be done there. It's over. So yeah, that's awful. Yay, amazing. Okay, now let's get into the whole scalper, disaster. I mean, listen, like, it's not a surprise to us, who are trying to get these Mattel Creations dolls and now these Bratz dolls. Like, it's safe to say, yeah, it's the work of scalpers. Like, the biggest reason why these releases fail, aside from MJ's just complete negligence to working on their website and like the CAPTCHA verification thing taking too long and like not shipping to all like internationally, like aside from those issues, like the biggest issue as to why they keep selling out so quickly is scalpers resellers using bots to get these dolls so much quicker than everyone else, and also getting multiples of the doll, even with the limit of one per customer. They're creating multiple accounts, as it seems, because they're still able to get multiple dolls from, like, Regina, for instance, here. So we're not surprised. Like, I'm not surprised. This is obviously, it has been the case. But now the thing is, we actually have proof. Like, these people from Nautilus, Nautilus deals, and then we also have Strike Access. Like, those are the two main accounts that I've seen, like, on Twitter. They both shared, like, statements of, like, yeah, we made so much money. We bought like 300 plus units of Regina alone. Oh my god. So it's like, now, well, okay, amazing. MJ, are you seeing this? Response? What is your response, MJ? What is your next move? Like, they don't care. Like, to me, I don't know. Obviously, it would be amazing if they would actually, like, implement, like, a membership thing, or. But the thing is, like, even scalpers can get the membership. Like, everyone can pay for the membership. So it's like, how do we actually deal with this? How do we combat this? Well, first of all, if you didn't get the Regina doll or Katie, don't pay scalper prices. That's the first thing that we should not do, is, like, buy from scalpers with these overinflated prices. One, because it will just keep the cycle going on forever. But two, also because who's going to pay that much for a doll like that? I mean, the dolls themselves at 60 were not really, they were expensive at 60 already. And then, like, I think at 100, like, that's the maximum of, like, in like the space of okay, like, let's be realistic here, but like 300 plus or like 200 for one doll like this, that's too much, like, too much. And so just don't buy from scalpers. Just, that's the first thing that we all have to remember, is that if we don't buy from them, there's not going to be a demand, and if there's no demand, they will lower the prices, and eventually they will just stop doing this every time. But that's kind of progress that we have to implement over time. We're not going to see the results, like, immediately, unfortunately. So it's just, yeah, it doesn't matter if you're thinking about it. Just don't do it. Don't buy from them, because it will matter. Like, every single person, every choice matters, because then it will affect the overall impact of, like, resellers having motivation to buy these dolls, because now obviously they're seeing, like, such a high demand. They're gonna keep doing it. Like, for the Gretchen Karen 2-pack, there's already listings, like, pre-sale listings. We'll talk about more later about, like, one specific listing, but yeah, it's already pre-sales, like, and it's insane. So just don't buy from them because they're doing this, because someone's buying from them. Someone's doing this. Okay, so it's just, yeah, it's like a cycle, It's a domino effect, right? So it's insane that now they're bragging about it, and I really, like, MJ better do something about this, because it's insane. Like, a lot of us were not able to get any of these two dolls. The ones who were able are super lucky, and the reason why is because it's because of these companies, these platforms, like, I don't even know how it works, but, like, I guess they give access to bots to resellers to make it easier, and then that's how the resellers gain quicker access to these dolls in a moment, like, when they're about to check out. That's how they're able to get multiples. Like, oh my god. So I do think, like, a Bratz website, perhaps membership, would help, like, to some degree, but I also feel like I feel like Bratz needs to work on their website integrally, is it a word? They have to work on their website just to keep out bots, to make it harder for bots, because as it is now, as it was with the Regina drop, real people, humans, had to take so long with the verification captchas to prove they're not bots, while actual bots had it so much quicker and easier to get through and get the Regina doll. Like, it's just, to me, that's so wrong. Like, how is that the opposite of how it should have been? You know what I mean? So that's just insane. So I do think that they have to work on the website and just ways to improve upon the releases. And also, I feel like just an obvious solution. The obvious solution here would be that they make these dolls mass-produced, thank you very much. Or if they have to make them so limited, at least make a pre-order thing, like, right, or do it made to order, or, like, just like make it as so that you have, like, a window open a certain time where anyone can place the order for a doll, and there's no limit. Like, wouldn't that be so much simpler? Like, that would be that would be so easy. Can you imagine? But it's like they don't want to do that. I don't know why. They can still have it be limited, but at least make it like a made to order situation, you know, like a pre-order. Literally anything but this, please. Now, the Strike Access platform actually has an Instagram account, so I checked it out, and yeah, it's just as bad as you would imagine. Okay, so I saw someone share a post from this account, and this is, yeah, I'm not sure what this account really does. It's, I think, like it's like a reselling account, and it's horrible. So you can see here, it's like what they've, you know, been buying, and, you know, scalper prices. Basically, they resell stuff and make even more money. Mostly it's shoes, but, you know, I wanted to show also, like, way back here, you know, we have like Monster High, Collector, Tiffany and Chucky, and you can see like people are actually doing this, like they're subscribing to this whole program of reselling and like making more money. And it's like, this is how it started with Mattel Creations, you know, this is how it started, like scalpers and bots making so much more money. See, and like it's insane, because it's like we have all these measures against bots and stuff, but like it doesn't work. They're still always like the first to get these dolls for some reason. So this was back in like last year, okay? And now, most recently, as you've probably seen, we have this post, and this one is for Regina, Bratz Mean Girls. You can see here it says 300 units plus secured. So basically, yeah, 300 dolls of Regina. I'm not sure if that was like the total amount. No, I don't think so. That was maybe like the total amount of Reginas that were made was like 500 or like 1,000. But 300 basically all being bought by scalpers is still way too much, like too much. So you can see. And then here's like a little video of like all these orders being placed by scalpers, you know? So it's like really disgusting, and like gives me the ick, like, because it's just so despicable. Like all these people doing this, like it's so many people, like it's insane. Like there's a whole community of people. This is how they make their money, their rent, you know, this is how they get food on their table. But still, like this is just wrong, you know, like it's really wrong, and it's still going. It's like, look, the video's still going. I don't even know how long the video is. But it's all Regina's being bought by scalpers. Oh my god. Okay, I think it restarted. Okay, so yeah, you see here so many people, and then of course we see the final result being these listings on eBay. So this is just so disheartening, disgusting, disappointing, despicable. You know, like it just, yeah, it's like the lowest of the low that you can go. How low can you go? Oh my god, no. But yeah, this is pretty bad, you guys. So Bratz, MGA, Jasmine Larian, Isaac Larian, please, like we're not insane here. We are upset because this is just wrong. Y'all need to do something. Like if you want to have your Mattel Creations collector moments, so be it. But at least try to do it better, because this is not the way. This is not the way. This is not how you do it. Even Mattel has had their hiccups, you know, more often than not. But I can say safely that Mattel, at least, you know, it's one website. They're not like spreading these other. They're not like saying, oh yeah, Amazon, you know, all these specific country websites. Like no, it's all Mattel Creations. You know what you're getting yourself into. And they have the fan club membership as well, which I do think helps a little bit. But here with the Bratz, obviously, they just started with this collection. They don't have a membership. The Bratz website only ships to specific countries, which Mattel Creations also has a problem, but I do think they ship to more countries, I think. And it's just, yeah, I just feel like MGA, I mean, they must be seeing this. They have to have seen this, right? They have to. I mean, this is just really bad. So yeah, please, everyone at MGA, get your shit together, because this is not the way. And we're all pissed because it's so obvious what's going wrong here, but they're like not doing anything about it. So, you know, it really sucks. So I hope that they, that they do something about this. They probably won't, because they've shown their true colors and they don't care. Amazing, right? Oh my god. Okay, anyway, that's, I'm like speechless. This is just next level, like, clowning. Dude, I not realize, like, how, like, this is not good. This is not, they're talking about it like amazing sales. Like, no, this is not something you celebrate. This is not something you brag about, okay? But to them, I guess they really just don't care. Because to them, it's just a doll. They don't really care. They just want money. This is how they pay rent. You know, this is how people make money. And there's ethical ways of reselling dolls and toys on, or anything on, like, platforms like eBay. There's okay ways to do that. You know, like, there's ethical ways. There's morally okay ways to do that. But this is not the way. This is not the way. This is not what you should do. This is what you should not do, because it just goes against so many things that I mean, as collectors, right? It's just like so inherently, this just looks so wrong. So, don't follow them. Don't follow them. I mean, I checked it out because research. But yeah, this is just insanely disappointing and depressing. So I do hope that MGA does something against this, because this is just so again, depressing. Like, I'm so sad. Now, we actually have real life screenshots of a conversation with one of these scalpers on eBay. This is thanks to Adriana. Thank you so much for sending me these screenshots and for texting with me and letting me know. It's a good time. It's the clowning goes hard, but I feel like this is just so laughably, hilariously delulu from them. Their whole behavior, like bragging about it, like, yeah. So again, thank you so much, Adriana, or Adriana. How should I say? I'm so sorry, but she's a queen. Let's take a look here at these screenshots, because again, they go hard. Like, whoever this person is, they for sure, they think they've done nothing wrong, and that just makes it 10 times worse. And keep in mind, this listing is for the Gretchen and Karen 2-pack. This is for the dolls that haven't even been released yet. Oh my god. And it's so insane, because this person confirms that they already have bots prepared, that they basically already have systems in place to guarantee that they will get these dolls, and however the amount is that they're gonna get of this 2-pack. Like, can we just take a minute and, like, let that sink in as to how basically defenseless that leaves us all? Like, we don't have a fighting chance, like, even now. And the release hasn't even happened yet, and we already don't have a chance for the 2-pack. Just, right? Like, how depressing is that? So Adriana starts off saying, like, this item hasn't even been released yet, and also there's a purchase limit of 1 per customer. So how the hell do you have like 5 available? Stop scamming people for money. It's disgusting behavior. And then they reply, eBay allows pre-sales, and I'm following eBay pre-sale rules. I can get as many as I want because I put in more effort than you. Using your logic is Bratz scamming people because they charge $60 and they only pay $5 to make them. Again, like, what the... There's so much to unpack. What the hell? They go on to say, also scamming means the intentional use of deceit, a trick, or some dishonest means to deprive another of his/her, its the money, property, or a legal right. I'm not being dishonest. The price is shown in a listing. It's someone's choice to go all out and throw the money to check out to purchase. And it's like, no, you're being dishonest here, because this is not even a released doll 2-pack. This is not released. You're going off of you're assuming you will be able to get these dolls. What if you can't deliver, huh? Then you're being dishonest. Then you are deceiving someone, okay? So they go on. Like, seriously, a scammer is explaining to us what scamming means? Are you kidding me? Adriana replies, but it's physically impossible to order more than 1 per household. Therefore, you're scamming people because you don't have access to that many of the dolls. And then he replies, then they reply, I don't know if it's a he or she, but I do think it's probably a he. I'm a botter. Okay. They're a botter, you guys. A botter. Amazing profession. What do? I'm a botter. What's your profession? I'm a botter. Thank you very much. I can get as many as I want. Wow, flaunting that easy access right in our faces, right? I'm not even guaranteed and then she replies, it's not even guaranteed that you will even get any of these dolls. And then they say, you have to expand your horizon. I'm sorry, you have to expand your horizon on scamming people, on reselling dolls for inflated prices on eBay. I have to expand my horizon on what? That on what playing field is this person on? Like on what level? On what wavelength do they live on? Because I wanna visit this place. The height, the level of delusional behavior here is, I mean, just I cannot even, it's incomprehensible. Then I guess this is like a picture, one of the pictures that they posted on the listing for this 2-pack, basically, or maybe this is a picture that they actually sent to Adriana, basically confirming that they were able to get like multiple Regina dolls on the initial release date. And then, yeah, that he says that they say that after, so he says that's why it's a pre-sale. And then Adriana says, and botting is illegal. You know that, right? And then that's how they replied to that message with this picture of like, you know, the confirmed purchasing of too many of the Regina dolls. Like that should not be okay. That should not be okay. And then they say, this drop was easy. This drop, the Regina drop, was easy. Wow, can we just give a round of applause for this a glorious scalper here for just shedding all these blood, tears, and sweat on the success of purchasing so many Regina dolls? Because it seems that this is just such a huge achievement in their career, right? I mean, Adriana replies, but isn't it kind of sad that actual collectors aren't able to even get the doll because of people like you are buying 71 of them, then selling them for triple the price? Like, really get a real job. And then they reply, thank you for your concern. Unfortunately, it's a doll and it's not that serious. If people want a limited item, they can either put in more effort. More effort. A scalper is telling us to put in more effort. Wow, thank you for your public service. Pay the price or not buy it. Welcome to capitalism. Also, Bratz is scamming too. So why don't you go tell them to drop the price and make a ton more dolls so that the supply is more than demand. Okay, they do have a point. MJ should have just made these dolls mass produced. Like that's full on truth. Like they should have just made that decision from the start. That's MJ's fault for sure. But whatever the scalper did, it's on them. Like they cannot blame all of this behavior on MGA. Like come on now. Not the scalper gaslighting us, like for real. And that's how I guess the conversation ended. Honestly, again, thank you, Adriana. Thank you for putting up with this poor excuse of a human being. I'm sure that I don't know. I'm sure scalpers are not inherently evil or anything, but they just really don't care about actual collectors. That's the problem. And then they go on and brag about their successes on Twitter, saying like, oh, you got me, like, get a real job. Like, oh, I'll have 10 of these listed on eBay for you, sweetheart. Like, some of these replies on Twitter, like, of like actual fans being pissed at scalpers is insane to me. Like, how can these scalpers be proud of what they're doing? It's like, oh my God. It's just, yeah, so this whole situation, obviously it's really dire, but now we actually know like how bad it is, and like it's just not getting better. I mean, again, Katie happened back for her release. We didn't really have like this level of like bragging, and like people were not as public about, I guess, their success on scamming people. But with Regina, I guess people are like, now they know, the scalpers know that these Bratz Mean Girls dolls are going to make so much money. So they're just like publicly saying like, yeah, we're making all the money here. We're getting bots. We're using bots to get like 300 plus units of these dolls. So screw you, in your face, you know, to basically all the collectors out there that were not able to get these dolls because of them, because of the scalpers, because of them. So yes, what can we do now? What can we do for the Gretchen and Karen 2-pack? How can we improve on that release? I'm sad to say we cannot do anything. We cannot do anything. The power lies in MJ's hands to decide to produce more or to arrange a future release date for these dolls. We have no power. The only power we have right now is to decide to not pay these scalper prices on eBay or Mercari or any of these third selling platforms, whatever. So just don't pay these people, don't give them your money. Even for MJ, I'm like, wow, I don't want to give you my money, but I will. But for these scalpers, like, just don't give them your money. It's not worth it. Just get the Wicked dolls, or get a Barbie, or, you know, just get any of the other Playline Bratz dolls that are released right now on Amazon for like $20. Like, it's just, or what is this? This is not worth it. I do hope that in the future, perhaps with MJ, they will see like this whole thing and they will realize that this is just not fair to fans, and they will probably perhaps arrange a release date for all of the 4 dolls. This is a dream, obviously, I don't know, and with the way that MJ has conducted themselves and Bratz, like how they've behaved with this whole release, with the second release now with Regina, I doubt they actually care enough to do all of this. But yeah, I would say if you want to get the Karen and Gretchen 2-pack, just have an account ready, and you can only get one, of course, unfortunately. And I don't know, like, if you want to try getting a bot to get the dolls, like, how would that even work? Like, yeah, but then I feel like we're stooping to the scalpers levels to some extent, because then we're like using the same methods that they're using, and I would not feel comfortable being like, yeah, I'll use a bot, I'll be like you, and I'll use, like, no, I just feel like we have to be better than them. We have to not pay their prices. We have to not give them their money, give them our money, and we just have to endure this basically, like, yeah, just, it's just, yeah, horrible situation. So what do you think of, and have you had a hilarious interaction with scalpers or scammers, or, you know, people like this? Let me know down below your experiences, because I do feel like sometimes the way that they act and like they feel like they're so above it all just because they make a little bit more money, it's hilarious. Like, it's pure clown behavior, and yeah, it's honestly, it's entertainment. Like, you just can't help but laugh at the absurdity of their behavior. But yeah, what do you think? And that was the video. I hope you all enjoyed. Leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and consider becoming a member today to support the channel if you're able to. And of course, so you don't miss out when I post more content like this coming your way and keeping you up to date with all the doll tea you love. Stay safe, be kind. I hope this next time, stay peachy. Kisses.